What's up guys, it's Mystic coming to you guys with my third YouTube video. In this YouTube video we're going to go over the parts we need for a $500 gaming PC build. So let's jump right into it. CPU AMD Athlon X4 860K 3.7 GHz quad-core processor. I went with this one over the Intel Pentium G3258 basically because it's a quad-core. As some of you guys know, some games actually cannot be run on the G3258. For some reason, AAA titles now are requiring more and more cores. So in order to keep up with the demand of current titles, I went with the quad core just so you guys don't have to worry about that. Later on, I might actually make an HTPC build, home theater build, that includes the G3258. But for gaming, we went with the quad core AMD. Okay, motherboard MSI A68HM E33V2. Now this is your basic motherboard, has your support for your USB 3, has enough expansion for your hard drives. Just in case you want to add extra hard drives later on, it has room for that. Has your support for your Athlon and for your graphics card. Once we go over it in the graphics card portion, I'll let you guys know what we chose for that. RAM, Kingston HyperX Fury Black 8GB dual channel DDR3 1600 MHz memory. Your basic memory, 8GB dual channel. It's all you need for gaming as of right now. For titles later on that might change, but this was actually a pretty good price point for the brand and for 8GB, so that's why we chose this particular kit. For storage, I went again with the hybrid Seagate 1TB hard drive. Again guys, I chose this build because it gives you those fast boot times and the massive storage. Now you guys are more than free to go with the Barracuda 1TB Seagate or Western Digital Blue 1TB if you guys want to. It's going to be $15 to $25 less depending on the price, depending on the time of the week or month or whatever. You guys can get that for cheaper. However, this hard drive will prioritize boot times, will give you to your Windows screen, your desktop screen, a lot quicker, so you can game a lot quicker. Alright, that's why I went with this hard drive, and so you guys don't have to reinstall Windows in case you guys upgrade to an SSD later. So it gives you the massive storage without having to upgrade for quite a while. Alright, graphics card, I went with the XFX Radeon R9 380 2GB card. Now the reason why I went with this card is because when I made this build, I predicted that most likely the user is going to have to play on 1080p. This build is kind of centered around maxing out 1080p gaming, and that's why I didn't go with the 4GB card, just because the resolution isn't going to get bumped up. So for instance, on MOBAs, Minecraft, games like that, it's going to be able to max them out over 60 frames, probably over even 100 frames per second, no problem. Games like Battlefield 4, Witcher 3, AAA geek titles like that, most likely you're going to have to turn most settings on high, some on medium, but mostly high settings, and it'll run at 60 frames without a problem. As a matter of fact, the Athlon might actually bottleneck the R9 380X just a bit. It's going to bottleneck it just because it's faster, and if it had a more powerful CPU, it might be able to take advantage of a little bit more FPS. But again, this is a $500 price point. If we go up any higher, it's going to go into a completely different bracket. So that's why we chose the 2GB card for this build. The case, now this case I found it on Amazon as a matter of fact, and I actually like it a lot. It's $29. It's not found on the PC part picker list as far as price goes or where to find it, but if you look for it on Amazon, and I'll link a link to the site in the description below, but it's the Vivo case VO2 mid-tower case. Looks very aggressive. I like the look of it. Blue LED in the front, has your USB 3s support, has your power reset, everything that you need in the front. The cables for the front I/O do clash with the build that you route to the motherboard. I don't like the color, but luckily it's a closed side case. It doesn't have a front panel, so no one's going to see them anyways. That's why I went with this build, and it's only $29. So check that case out, guys. I hope you guys like it. Again, if you guys prefer a different case, you guys can make that change as well. Now, power supply, EVGA 500 watt, 80 plus certified ATX power supply. Again, reliable, has a good price point, has enough room for upgrades, will have enough power to power the Athlon and the 380, so you guys don't have to worry about any of that stuff. You guys can add fans later, stuff like that, and it'll have enough room left over for upgrades. So guys, I hope you guys enjoy the build. This is actually a pretty aggressive build, a pretty aggressive graphics card, and one thing I did want to talk about is mail-in rebates. I do not include mail-in rebates or promos in the price, the total price actually, and I don't mention them in the actual description when I go over them. And the reason why is because they're a limited time offer, and by the time some of you watch this video 3-4 days from now, they're going to be irrelevant. So that's why I don't go over promos, and I don't like them. I forget about them, and I don't mail them in sometimes. So I'm usually out sometimes $10, $15, and I'd rather you guys know what price point you guys need up front. If I tell you guys it's a $500 bill, that's what you guys need up front. So again, I hope you guys love the build. It was actually a few dollars less than what's in the title. It will fluctuate a little bit up, a little bit down, but I think it'll stay pretty darn close to the 500, if not lower most of the time. Guys, remember to give a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hope you guys love the content, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.